This might surprise you. I'm interested to see what you think. It's too bad that we're not getting Canelo versus Jake Paul. I wish we were. I wish we were getting it, man.
That's an overreaction. That's an overreaction.
Oh,
man.
come on, dude. You know who I am, dude? At this point, I'm like the Michael Keaton version of Bruce Wayne when he's confronting the Joker. He's like, "You want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts. I want to get nuts, dude. Let's go."
Listen, like this whole thing came together because one guy is out there doing the most in social media, talking all the shit he can, right? And Jake Paul. Boxers need to take notes from Jake Paul. Like actual contenders take notes from Jake Paul. He is the reason 70,000, 65, 70,000 people filled up Cowboy Stadium. Mike Tyson obviously is a very intriguing name in combat sports. We all know, right? But everybody showed up for that fight to see Jake Paul get knocked out. And why? Because Jake Paul gets a rise out of people for the stuff that he does on social media. Like he says all of the right things or wrong things, however you want to look at it, but it gets reaction. And that's what gets people interested. And they want to see him get knocked out. They want to see him shut up. So they're going to show up to the fights. They're going to be intrigued to see what happens. And I get that would be the same thing with the Canelo fight. And I would assume that's why you would want to see it. Because you'd want to see Canelo just starch him in like two.
I mean, yeah, I don't expect that the fight's going to go any other way, but one-sided. So don't get me wrong. I'm just ready to embrace the chaos, dude.
Yeah, exactly. But so like now when we see Canelo sign with Turkey and then he's got like this, mandatory fight, everybody's like, against who? Because these boxers are just so quiet. They have no presence in social media and current, like
William Skull. Show some respect to William Skull, okay? Just kidding.
Never heard of that name before in my life.
Neither have I.
No, I follow boxing. I don't follow it, like I do MMA, obviously, but I know certain names that are not necessarily champions. Never heard of this guy in my life. And maybe that's an indictment on me and my boxing knowledge, whatever.
But maybe boxing junkies haven't really heard of this guy either.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of those things where like, why are these guys not out there putting their name out in Front Street before they get into these big title fights? Like, you got to do something. I mean, again, with Canelo, like David Benavidez is also a guy that's out there. Everybody knows who David Benavidez is because he's just a monster inside the ring. So a lot of his performances kind of speak for themselves, but he's also done the work of calling Canelo out and putting his name out there saying, I need that fight. Canelo's scared to fight me and all that kind of stuff. Never heard that from any of these other guys.
No.
Maybe because they're scared of biting off too much that they can chew or whatever, but you still have to do it to get yourself in that position, at least to generate that fan interest. Regardless of what happens in the ring, that doesn't matter. You get the fan interest.
Yeah, no, dude.
People want to see it.
Bro, whether boxing wants to admit it or not, as an outsider who's not in the boxing bubble, for me, Jake Paul's the face of boxing right now, and he has been for like the last year. And it's got nothing to do with skill, dude. It's like he's the guy we're talking about the most. Yeah, maybe it's another high caliber boxer, another high caliber fighter. Maybe it was Tyson Fury for a while. Maybe it was, it's been Canelo and Terrence Crawford or whoever, Gervonta Davis. But like, I know there's a lot of great boxers, but like the one we're always circling back to and talking about is Jake Paul. We're always talking about him. And the fact that Canelo was entertaining a fight with him, that's crazy that we've gotten to that point. We used to laugh about Jake Paul calling out Canelo after beating the Ben Askrens and Tyron Woodleys of the world, dude. Yeah. Really? We came that close? And I feel gypped out that we're not getting it, man. I feel that we just got robbed of a freaking moment.
But it's a huge win for Jake to even get to this point. Kind of to your point, to even have a signed contract from Canelo Alvarez, I know that there's some debate. They were like, oh, that's a confidentiality agreement, whatever. Like, yes, you don't know what else is on the other pages that we're not seeing, right?
Yeah.
And Jake kind of also explained how that process works for the people that don't know. They take that, find a broadcast partner, all that kind of stuff. Anyways, it gets into the weeds after that. But the fact that Jake Paul even got Canelo Alvarez's attention after all of this stuff is insane to kind of fathom. If you rewind just even, 12 months ago, right? Be like, there's no way Canelo signs a contract to fight Jake Paul. No way. And then here we are in 2025. Like, it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of things going on in this world that's crazy right now. And that's certainly one of them.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Well, I'm sad that we're not getting it. Sad trombone. Sad trombone sound, because now it's Canelo against William Skull, and I would much rather have seen Canelo against Jake Paul. So
MMA Junkie AI.